One of the things about doing a challenge like this is that if you just do it every day, little bit by little bit, you eventually get there. So this is already day 10. Let's go! So like I said, I've done 9 so far. Flowers, the Vina player, and the mangosteens, that's dessert, the dragon, the joyride, the plastic flower, and the save of a playground in the West Coast Park, and finally the Yoda, which is made of pewter. So the next one we're gonna do is basically the balloon dog. So as usual, we're gonna start with a simple drawing, major shape, broad outline, and in fact some of the shadows in between the legs are quite, they are not visible, so I don't bother with all the lines inside there, but in fact the idea is just to get the balloon shape, not forgetting the little poo dropping at the back. Actually that's what gets me. The artist that made this sculpture, it's pretty cheeky, and I intend to capture that whole thing. I don't intend to put a lot of background to it, but just capture broad essence. I mix a very simple grey, slightly to the reddish side. Essentially it's made out of permanent alizarin crimson with a bit of phthalo green thrown in, mixed to grey, and then that becomes the background. I use the same color for the shadow side of the balloon as well. The way I'm thinking about this balloon is very simple. There's a highlight, there's shadows, and there will be a neutral tone somewhere in the middle, right? So, and I don't really have a problem color right through it. I also want to have various hues of red, made out of quinacridone rose, red between quinacridone rose and permanent alizarin crimson, and maybe a dash of cadmium scarlet or cadmium orange thrown in as well, just for variety. And all the time I'm looking at the photograph to capture the kind of variety of reds that I see with my eyes. Beginners always think it's just red, so you take one color red and slap it all over, right? That's the mistake. You really need to learn to read the different hues as in colors, and you need to be able to sort of mimic, if you like, the variety. Sometimes the accuracy doesn't really matter. Well, it does, but if you ask me, the variety is more important than the actual color itself. Definitely the values. If you read the values right, the colors can be slightly off, and you will still get a great sketch. You'll see in a little while. I basically just continue to observe the photograph. I've seen this sculpture often enough, and so I kind of know the variety of reflection that you can get out of it. For the shadow side, I decided to mix a bit of French ultramarine to the red, just to give it a bit of purplish red, if you like. That adds to the variety of the red that you see, and all the time I'm thinking values. Be very careful to allow paper white to shine right through, and not to paste all reds into the paper so that you lose the paper shine, if you like. So shadow, highlights, and variety of reds. That's the essential recipe that I'm thinking for this simple postcard sketch. Actually, that's all, right? And the grey at the back just makes the front red just pops. Anyway, the red is kind of coinciding with the celebration of the 56th year of independence of Singapore, which is coming on the 9th of August, coming Monday, and a bunch of us sketchers here in Singapore just celebrating by sketching anything white with red and all kinds of just to celebrate it. And anyway, like I said, for this sketch, I'm thinking value, I'm thinking variety of reds. And if you do the same, you should be able to do the similar outcome sketch as well. I have also linked the photograph in Pexels, so you can download and draw it for fun if you want to follow along with this tutorial. Alright, this is it. Whee Teck, wishing you peace and joy wherever you are out. And oh, happy 56th birthday, Singapore. I wish all of you will be safe and healthy in coming year.